Angela Walsh. It is time to talk census. On the line, I've got New South Wales Census Director Liz Bolzan. Hello, Liz.
Hi, Angela. How are you?
Oh, I'm confused.
I'm happy to clear up confusion this morning.
Please. Now, when is census night?
August the 9th is census night, so that's the night that we're taking a snapshot of Australia.
I kind of like this stuff, even though I don't like doing paperwork and I always get confused about what I'm supposed to write down. Yeah. I think it's great because this is the sort of stuff you think in 100 years' time, you know, people will be looking at what Australia was and what people were doing for a job and where they were living and how many people were in households. So I think it's sort of like a modern archaeology, isn't it?
It is, and it's fascinating. And there is a tick box on the form if you want to have your census form kept in the National Archives.
Oh, really?
In 99 years, and that's been there for the last few censuses. So if you want your descendants to access your info, definitely tick that box.
You have to write down whoever is in the house on Tuesday night.
If they stay the night. So whoever's staying there the night. So if they're coming over for dinner, that's okay. They don't need to, they can fill it. They will fill it out on their own form when they get home. It just has to be in relation to August 9. If you're not sure where you're going to be then, or if you're going away and you're going to be in a hotel or a camping ground, then, that's, you wait and you get your form at the place where you're staying that night and you'll do it that way.
Is that right? So if you're staying in a hotel on the 9th...
They will have a form. So we've been working with every hotel across the country, every motel, every truck stop, every camping ground, hospitals. We've employed staff within and from outside of these establishments, and they will be delivering hand delivering paper personal forms to whoever is in the hotel on the night and coming back to collect them. So it really is a snapshot of where you are on that night.
Oh, what about if you're at work? What if you're a night shift worker and you're working?
Okay. That's the only exception. If you're working all through the night, if you're working in a hospital or wherever all through the night, then you will just do your census form normally as though you stayed at home that night. So if you're getting home at 7 in the morning, you're still at home that night. We won't get the hospital workers to fill in their census form, the hospital, just the patients will. So we have some what we call mail-out areas and some drop-off areas. So it is our first truly digital census, and 80% of households are getting a login code in the mail and asked to go online and fill in their form, or the instructions on that letter will outline that number you mentioned to request a paper form if they'd prefer to do it via paper. I can understand the confusion is about the fines and what if it's late and people, there's a lot of media out there about you will be fined, and so that is not the case, and I want to stress that no one has ever been fined for handing their census form in late. So if you get it on the 8th and you don't get it in or send it back till a few days later, that's fine. You will not be fined. Those fines are only for people who outright refuse to fill in their census form. So just to stress, if people are worried about calling this line and getting that paper form and it won't come in time, don't worry. We will get you the paper form. We want to make it easy for you, and you will not be fined for handing it in late.
Because, Liz, I have to admit, when I don't have my glasses on, if I see something that just says to the householder or to the resident, I just have a tendency to go in the bin.
Yeah. I guess people need to be looking out for it at this stage. So they would have received it by now, most people, and probably trying to get onto that line to request a paper form if they can't or don't have the internet.
If you're sitting there Monday afternoon going, I don't have anything, then...
I would call this number. This is the general number, so not the automated, because you need your login code for that. So if you've got nothing and you're worried, call 1300 214 531.
1300 214 531, but don't worry about calling that until Monday afternoon. census.abs.gov.au.
That's right.
New South Wales Census Director Liz Bolzan, thank you so much for talking to us.
You're most welcome. Have a wonderful day.
And enjoy Census Night.
Oh, I will.